Namaste, big cats. We're about to dive right in and unpack. Namaste! Grand Rising, big cat. Welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot.
Depot with the beat.
May your comings and goings be forever covered by the grace of the Most High. When in doubt, go within. Namaste, bestie. Oi, we've got a thing or two to unpack, darling dears. Why? Because you took back your crown. You did. Now they're getting it Jackie Chan style-y, darling dears. All of the this and the that. They, them and darling dears. Not only did they try to or attempt to take your crown, when they had it, they fumbled it. They pawned it. And you've reclaimed it with interest, darling dears. Every smirk, lie, betrayal became the fuel of your fire. Every whisper they spread now pays you royalties. Never forget that, darling dears. You have an ancestral team, your security. You can call them at any time. Sorry, I'm just bringing up the comments so I can see. Alexis Holmes, Big Cat Wave, Tanya, I see you. Darling Killingworth, long time no see, bestie. Are you fabulous, gorgeous and lovely? Oh my gosh. Not only did I bring that up, I brought back up the conversation. Anyway, let's carry on, darling dears. They are watching you from the cheap seats with their children of the corn. Yes, baby. Their middle name is Sputnik. Anytime you feel their influence on you, it's like you're in the spotlight. You are. I've told you many a day, you are he or she for whom the sun rises, as your Big Cat Chronicles continues. You are the stone that the builder refused. And that gave you the time within your exile. Sometimes you excommunicated your damn self, darling dears. It gave you the space to reclaim and rebuild your empire. Never you downgrade the efforts that you've made in your life to move forward. It wasn't easy, especially where the trauma bonding and emotional ties were. When Divine says they've got to go, you're thinking, oh, just this group? Nah, blood. Everybody's got to go. So now we're going to choose. Are we going to go with the dice, the dominoes, the runestones? Good golly and the gosh. We're going to go into the bag and get a domino. Give it a good shuffle. Good golly, hold on a minute. I forgot to light my Palo Santo. Sorry, darling dears. I'm a one-woman cat. I'm moving at light speed. Whenever you light incense or a candle, never blow it out, darling dears. Use a card or some other thing to blow out the candle or the incense. Never use your breath. This is the Palo Santo that I use. I get it from that online Amazon store. Yes, baby, the Aladdin's Cave. Brings me everything within 24 hours. Right, let's get the domino. No, Yes, the domino. Let's get the domino. Have it. Good golly and the gosh, darling dears. We have the double six. And we love the double six. We can talk about this first. Okay? Okay. The energy of the double six, darling dears, represents the 12th house in astrology. This is Neptune and Pisces energy. It's mutable water energy, darling dears. This is about your subconscious mind as well as patterns that you had within your past, darling dears. It also speaks about something in the past created a level of mental illness within you. This is the codependency, darling dears. The people pleasing. When you was shutting up, when you should have been shouting out. Those times, darling dears. It also speaks about family secrets. Things that was kept you in tribulation, kept you in sorrow, darling dears, until you realized that you had to excommunicate your damn self. Something to do with elephants. Listen, do I need to remind you of the elephant in India that murked that lady twice? Yes, I told you. Murked her at the water well, darling dears. And then on her pride, in front of all of her family members, the elephant turned up again and murked her again. Then sat there and went, bet to anybody to what? Push back on the elephant. Then it called out its other brethren, found only her house in her village, and broke that house down too. That's what you call major beef. Major beef. Ooh, child. The energy of the 12th house also speaks about you could have been a government worker or working in some form for the government, darling dears, whether in the offices. You could even have been a cleaner, whatever, darling dears. There's a close association with this. It also speaks about prison. Maybe you was faced with prison, or you was put in a position where you could have gone to prison, or somebody is going to prison, or possibly was arrested around this environment, darling dears. It also speaks about a karmic debt is being repaid. I told you, they tried to take your crown, darling dears. And what did they do? They pawned it. I'm telling you, it's a full-on shit show, darling dears. But you get to watch from the what? The upper echelons, darling dears. The upper echelons where your frequency is raised to. As I was saying, the energy of the 12th house also covers a lot of fear. It also speaks about your subconscious mind. A lot of the things that you was unable to speak was because you felt the fear. The fear of what? Losing their energy. That was the best thing you did. There was like a fart lingering. As soon as it pisses off, darling dears, you can breathe more easily. Remember, I told you that. The energy of the 12th house is also about closure. As I said, there's a karmic debt, but this is also karma wrapped in what? Dharma, darling dears. Good karma for you doing the work. Again, I'm hearing mental illness. There's a lot of mental illness, but the 12th house is a highly spiritual house. Some of you had to use occult, hidden knowledge. You could have gone within your spirituality. You could have learned tarot, numerology, astrology, whatever you did, darling dears. All of these practices aided and abetted your healing, whether you like it or not, darling dears. Whenever we see the energy of the 12, it speaks about end of affairs. When we see the double six, according to the dice, it speaks about happiness, going forwards, never backwards. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, you're moving away from the double-minded people. Listen, the front tabbers, darling dears, the front tabbers that go for the white meat. Okay. According to the 48 laws of power, the energy of the 12, the number 12, darling dears, it represents law number 12, first and foremost, which is about what? Disarm them. With your honesty, darling dears. No matter what they say, no matter what weapon they choose to what rise up against you, will not prosper. Remember, I told you that, because your words carry weight, not just physical weight, darling dears, spiritual weight. I told you, your ancestral team, your security, as I said, you can call them at any time, darling dears. You are never alone. And some of you have been sent into solitary confinement. That's spiritual quarantine. Why? Because you had to heal. And that makes you the baddest on the board. Why? Because they're still playing chess and you're playing 4D. They're still playing checkers and you're playing 4D chess, darling dears. You see it before it happens. But in this particular instance, you see something, you say something. You will not, I repeat, not be shut up again. Oh, hell no. How now, brown cow? Let's press on. Let's press on. The energy of the 12th house also represents law number 33, darling dears, where you had to identify their weaknesses and realize all of their weaknesses was just insecurity to what your light held. This is why you was held back. 12th house, family keeping secrets. It could have been birth family, your progeny. It could also be family as in people you married, extended family members, darling dears. They wanted your voice buried, you silenced. Okay. According to the dice, you have the double energy of the 6th house. The 6th house in astrology is Virgo energy, Mercury energy, darling. There's mutable earth energy. This is about your day-to-day routines. Many of you have had to look at your intake, things that you put into your mouth, darling dears. Okay, this could be in the pill taking. This is about you regenerating your dietary practices as well as your physical health practices. It also speaks about somebody's going to be going towards volunteering. Nothing wrong with that, darling dears. Do what you got to do. Remember, this is the releasing of karmic debts. Okay, the dental treatment. Somebody needs a dental treatment at this moment in time. Listen, don't hitch and don't wait, because I'm telling you, there's nothing like two fake blood to make you focus, man. I'm telling you. Somebody's also going to be taking up a level of training. Take on the training, because you're a big cat, darling dears. There's never too much knowledge that you can intake. Why? Because you are in the season of what? Utilizing the knowledge that you take on. Somebody's also going to be buying a bird as well as going into the army, Freudian slip, darling dears. And again, it's a reminder to, if you're going into the army, armor yourself as well, whatever that means. That's a message for someone. People are going to start noticing you, darling dears. Okay, right. The energy of the 12th house, Neptune energy, this is connected to your pineal gland, your thalamus, your spinal canal, and your general body nervous system, darling dears. They had a strong hold on your nervous system. Again, the 12th house, darling dears, is about prison. It's about hospitals, mental health, confinement, government offices, but mostly what? Fraud, darling dears. Fraud. They are going to be revealed to you, darling dears. The fraudsters, the wicked, right? Okay. The energy of the 12, darling dears, according to astrology, is the hangman. The hangman is this new perspective that you've had to actually learn in life, darling dears. It also speaks about you surrendering. You've given back the wood. You've allowed yourself to let go, because you are incorporating this new level of abundance as well as this new frequency that you are adopting at this moment in time. It also brings back to law number 35, master timing, darling dears. Master timing. That is the most important thing. Why? Timing is everything. Everything. And law number 48, always be adaptable and on the move. Ever forwards, never backwards. Right, let's press on. Let's press on. We have the energy of the 12. We only use the Pythagorean theorem, darling dears. So I'm going to bring it back down to the energy of the 6. The energy of the 6, you could be holding the energy of a life path 6 or a 33. A master teacher, darling dears. You are teaching many a bottom feeding tree sloth a lesson. Don't you ever underestimate your gangster. All eyes are on the throne. The energy of the energy of the 6, darling dears, it's ruled by the letters F-O-X, as well as it's ruled by Venus and the letters U, V, and W. Okay. It speaks about your money. It speaks about your self-worth. It also speaks about a reshuffle in your relationships, darling dears. Why? Because your taste, your level of taste. You have to understand, some people, thinking back on their energy that they polluted your hemisphere with, darling dears, it left a bad taste in your mouth, darling dears. But what you need to understand, even though it's left a bad taste, you release them with no bitterness. Why? Because you took the lesson. Take the lesson, darling dears. And when you go back down memory lane, don't stay there too long. It's just for recon, darling dears. Okay. Let's press on. Let's press on. Let's get some outside information. Okay, and as well, today, right? I've got helpful initials as well, so pay close attention, darling dears. The helpful initials are prophetic clues tied to real life planetary transits for today. Okay, each leper, good God, somebody you really put out there. They're a leper as far as you're concerned. Good Freudian slip meant to come out, darling dears. Each letter represents a person, place, an institution, or a power structure that's going to be impacting your karmic storyline at this moment in time. Those letters are H, G, F, W, R, and A. H could be Housing Ombudsman, Hospital, or Harriet. G, Government Board, Gary, Glasgow. F, Family Court, Finance Department, Francesca. W, Wicked Man, Witness, Westminster. R could be Ring Camera, a report, or Richard. A could be Appeal, Austin, or Alexandra, darling dears. As I said, all of the intel that I've given you is for you to utilize, darling dears. It could be a first, middle, or last name, name of an institute, or organization, darling dears. Write these down and pick your brain, because this is the energy that you are working what? Away from, darling dears. Away. Toot sweet, tinky winky styly, darling dears. Tinky winky styly. We must always what? Run when we see point A and point B, guys. Dummy bats, darling dears. The unlucky and the unhappy, right? Utilize point A and point B to get yourself from out of their what? Hemisphere. Let's give the cards a good shufti and see what's going on. As I was saying, the Venus energy, darling dears. Your luckiest days will be Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Your luckiest numbers over the next 6 days will be 3, 6, and 9. Okay, it's supported in the astrological aspect of a sextile, darling dear. So this is harmonious relationships going forward. It also speaks about you having learned your lesson from the mistakes. I told you the breadcrumbs are there. Follow them, darling dears. Follow them. But as I always say, don't just take my word. Do your own research. Everything is out there. And big cats, we love intel. Why? Because the most of these dummy bats would never find it. Why? They've never opened a book. Never. And if they say they did, lie them I tell. Alright, fell off the back end, darling dears. Didn't I just tell you about the karmic debt? Well, it's due, darling dears. It is most definitely due. And as I said, we're in the 12th house. Family members, darling dears. Family members. Okay, somebody put you in what? Ill health. Yeah, because of their jealousy. Listen, envy, jealousy, and hate, darling dears, is what they're working with. This is why the debt has been created. The next deck. What was hidden is about to be revealed. I can't make this up. I cannot. Everything is being revealed. Energy of the 12th house of Neptune energy, darling dears. Whether by a word, deed, a dream, tail end of a conversation, everything is being revealed. And let me again go over the initials. It's H, G, F, W, R, A. And under the energy of Venus, it's F-O-X, okay? And under the energy of Venus, which rules Taurus and Libra, it's U-V-W. Write them down, darling dears. Pick your brain, okay? Okay. Nothing like a big cat who's got an assignment. I love it. I don't hate it. Because I'm telling you, they run so fast, darling dears, when wisdom was chasing them. A lot fell off the back end, darling dears. No, I'm not going to take them. I'm not going to take them. One more card and then we'll press on. All of what's hidden is going to be revealed, darling dears. Hidden conversations, hidden meetups, darling dears. Possibly what? Assignations, or should I say entanglements. Everything is about to be revealed. Yeah, because you poured love into what? Vessels that were empty. And they saw you running on fumes, darling dears. And they still did what? Stabbed you in your front. Base of the deck. What did I just say? They neglected you. They abused you, darling dears. Betrayal, lies, subterfuge, and straight up and down bull swanky, darling dears. Yeah, it was a party until what? Someone put their eye out, and their eye is about to be put out. Remember, I told you that. They were playing with what? God's masterpiece. You become God's masterpiece when you realize whom you are. Socrates told us, know thyself, and you will know. The key to the universe. How do you know yourself? Through your birth natal chart, your blueprint of the Akashic records. Am I finished? No, I'm not. Right? And everything was a cover-up, tarotted. Listen, when you come here, you're Jamaican. Whether you are or not, you are here until you leave. Okay? Okay. I'm trying to find... Let me put these cards down and press on, darling dears. Must press on. Where are we at right now? We're already at 21 minutes. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here to get the evidence, darling dears. Get the evidence. Right? They abused you, neglected you, darling dears, lied on you. Abuse can come in many forms. Mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, sexual, darling dears. All of the above. Base of the deck. We have what? The Five of Wands. I told you, they're talking about you, chucking it about there, darling dears. Trying to get one up in a situation where they're what? Arguing amongst the feeble-minded. Listen, you are the one that had the one eye in the land of the blind. This is why Divine said, what? It's time for you to what? Come off the field and go into the barn, the spiritual quarantine that you found yourself to be in. You're a happiness expert, okay? And I'll have nothing else said. There, now it's in stone. Okay. So you took your crown back with no permission, right? You took your crown back, what? Amongst the community, darling dears. This could also represent a cheating lover. We've got Mercury in Cancer, right? When we've got Mercury in Cancer, blood, this is somebody that destabilized the home environment, darling dears. Yes, they did. But you was always up there, I told you, listening to your intuition and your discernment. It could also represent a third party, a mistress. What's a man called? Because if the woman is a mistress, is the man just a side piece? Listen, I've got bigger fish to fry. Allow me, yeah? Ooh, child. Base of the deck, this is where they wanted you trapped, darling dears. They wanted you to stay within that situation. I told you. They wanted you to be on rinse and repeat in your cranium. Not allowing you to free yourself, not listening to your intuition and your discernment in a situation. But when Divine is bringing balance, balance will what? Co-create everything. And remember, this is moon energy. This is what? Mercury in Cancer, moon energy, darling dears. They didn't know that what they did was going to unlock your inner gangster, darling dears. Yeah. Swords energy, they wanted confusion, and again there's a situation where you had to use your intuition in order to get somebody locked up, darling dears, because if you didn't, they would have been singing "Shall We Gather at the River" in a baritone with no tears on their face, wondering what's for lunch. Fist bump. This is why it's toe tagging season, darling dears. We zip lock and straight drop, according to Young Jeezy. Base of the deck, you come with the Tower. We love it. We don't hate it, darling dears. You called the Tower, and it also speaks about abrupt endings of a situation. The Tower moment is ruled by what? Uranus energy. And Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury, darling dears. So this change, you was guided, divinely guided to make this change. Uranus rules what? The 11th house of groups, darling dears, memberships, older siblings, people that you adopted like family member. But the Tower also rules people paying attention to your throne, because you are going to be upgraded. Uranus energy, the 11th house, is the house of luck, darling dears. Money's being paid to you, whether through your employment and employer. It speaks about awards. It also speaks about fans, darling dears. You're going to have good fans and bad fans that come with the shade, but you're ready for it, darling dears. You're ready for it. Why? Because you're a big cat. Had to remind you twice, darling dears, the duality of it all. I don't know if you noticed, but in my reads over the past couple of months, I was reading and I was giving you prophecy, but I wasn't back on my gangster. I'm back on my gangster. I had to go through something, darling dears, and I'm telling you, it beggars beyond belief. The wounded warrior, darling dears. And it also speaks about what the energy of the nine. The nine, according to astrology, is the ninth house. Lean in, bestie. The ninth house is the house of God. Okay? Okay. The house of higher knowledge and exploration. So this is expansion. The energy of the 11th house. You're going to be what? Expanding your community. Remember, I told you that. What was taken will be replaced. Okay? Tower moment. That tower moment had to come. You could be female energy, but the main tower moment in your life was created by female energy. But what they didn't realize is that you stand underneath our archway, darling dears. New beginnings. This was your portal, right? It was for you to what? Undummy bat yourself. You had to. They wanted you to be trapped in your cranium for air, wondering what's going on with the wicked. You have a message coming in. This is the 9. Sorry, the Page of Wands, right? Disappoint them, right? Whatever message they come with, disappoint them, right? Who was there when you was bleeding out, darling dears? Whom was there when you was doing that ugly cry, screaming into the void, not worrying about the neighbors, darling dears? Whom was there? Whom was there when in your what? Distress, you still managed to what? Pay your rent, your mortgage, keep the light on, right? If you got a chariot of righteousness, you was filling it up in the name of the Most High. Who was there? So when they come through with this bull swanky, darling, disappoint them. They refuse the cup. And remember, the cup is like what? The number 1 in the 48 laws of power. Never outshine the boss. Trying to come through with a cover-up, turning your life into what? This ain't a party, darling dears. This was a rescue mission. Can you not see the red and the orange? Your root chakra was out of balance, darling dears. There was weighing on your finances, darling dears. Your energy, your sacral chakra, you was holding it all there in your back. Everything is there, darling dears. I've told you it's so important to be out of these energies. It affected your stability, your foundation, darling dears. You couldn't ground yourself. Your material world was wicked. And I'm not laughing because it happened to me, blood. The amount I lost by marrying the wrong person and being unable to free myself because of the trauma bonding for 16 fucking years, blood. Listen, nobody knows like me, no. The energy of the sacral chakra, darling, it affected your emotions. It affected all of the relationships around you. This is why everybody had to what? Exit. Toot sweet, right? Don't stumble, don't shuffle. Just get out. Outrageous, darling dears. You came in with a whole cup, pouring into vessels. Even if progeny, darling dears, the love in their heart was not for you, darling dears, just for what you provided. Abuse and neglect? Listen. You're now saying instead of abuse and neglect, you're saying and? Because on to the next, darling dears. Everything revealed is being hidden and the debt must be paid in full. Where was my next deck? I wanted to get another deck. I'm going to go with the coloured cards that I haven't used in a month of Sundays, right? Tell me something else. Your growth is irritating their demons. Good. Keep growing, blood. You are the flower. Remember, you're not only a flower, you're a lotus. You are able to bloom in the dirtiest of waters, darling dears, right? I'm watching you eat well. Let them watch, darling dears, from the cheap seats in the crevice of the devil's balls. Yes. Where did you get those skills? You always had them, but they what refused to see what you brought to the table. The whole table, darling dears, including the menu, the entree and the aperitif, right? Make me have to get French up in this bitch, right? How dare you excel, right? I will continue to get your attention. Listen, let's do it. Let's hope they continue to get your attention, right? With communicative dance from inside their mud hut. Let's see if you pick up those vibes. Communicative dance only. Right? What's this? Faking an illness to get your attention. Didn't I just say energy of the sixth house, darling dears, according to the domino as well as astrology, is about health, darling dears. Somebody may come back with a health issue and want you to be their manager of their health issue. Might I draw your mind back to whom was there? Listen, right? You was not surrounded by what? Prakalisha, son or daughter of Pennywise the Clown. Even the thing, my thing don't work. Look. No, you wasn't. Right? Somebody's coming in to try and fake an illness. Why? Because your growth irritates them. They wanted you to be dead, darling dears. Some of them would have come past and what? Pissed on your grave. Remember I told you that. Right? Let's give it another shufti. Yes, what did I say? The time travelers, darling dears, that would like to hitch back on your ride to the top, whatever your top is, darling dears. Because as Les Brown said, when we fall on our backs. Because if we look up, we can get up. They are time traveling ear hustler. Right? On the down low. Double meaning. They may literally be on the down low. Or coming with their double minds, darling dears. And their evil tongue. Coming in with what? The whisperings of Hannibal Lecter. You'll be dead before dawn. Remember I told you that. Come off of the rocks of life, darling dears. It's not for you. Right? You are too pretty for it. How about that? Fist bump. Right? They're leading a double life. Hiding in the closet. Stripping. Right? Sex for money. Someone who's coming through is what? On the down low? As a house thief. Listen, if I had pearls, I'll be squeezing them bitches with you. Nothing like a house thief, darling dears. You think you've got that, what? £10 put down to put onto whatever you want to put it on. And it's gone. And what will you have to do? Cuss the wind, darling dears, because you allowed these people to what? Infiltrate your perimeter. Right? Somebody who may have HIV, herpes, right? Or hepatitis B. Good God! Pay your knees. Oh. Right? What's this? And they got a reading on you. Right? And when they got that reading on you, it was wicked, darling dears. There was blood on the dance floor. Let me tell you, right? They now know that they've lost a real one, right? They will see you continue as the winner, never the sinner, right? You are what? Practical and stable. Listen, the best benchmark to make, darling dears. Right? And what did I just say? Energy of the 12th house, darling dear. Caught. You don't just have to be in court on this Malkuth, darling dears. Spiritual court in Kifa is the highest court. What can you bring to your defense? What's that, Audrey? Well said, Austin earlier, and my son is Austin. And a Taurus, and he just called saying he lost his job yesterday. You understand what I'm saying? When I come to give you the readings, darling dears, I come with prophecy. I told you, I've been upgrading over the last 2 months. What's this? You made me angry. Don't get mad at how I take it out. Take out the anger on you. You mustn't get, they made you angry, so you mustn't get upset for how they give it to you without the Vaseline, right? What's this? Trying to work out how to approach you. How to approach you? Bitch. Release the attack dogs. Listen. Put up the what? Drawbridge. They can't work out how to attack. I have to say attack. Freudian slip meant to come out. Pinkies up, darling dears. Windale, I see you. Jeanette. Big cat wave. Outrageous, darling dears. Outrageous. And they may be coming in with what? A faked illness, darling dears. Why? Because You irritate their demons, darling dears. You're light. You're light. The same light they tried to trap, right? When they tried to steal your crown. Or they stole it. Well, guess what? They're getting the full-on Jackie Chan, darling dears. The Jackie Chan. Let's go to the next deck. Yay. Nearly went over it, darling dears. The South Node. Yeah, they are what? The perpetrators of the past, darling dears. And you remember, when they remember the past, they're going to be what? Time and ear hustlers, darling dears. That will only be brought in by flying monkeys. Yes, they're rehashing the past, darling dears. The karmic past that was dysfunctional. Nothing on the other side, darling dears. Why? Because it's an empty vessel chatting shit. They're in court, right? The court is on the tower moment, and now the South Node is on that, right next to the party that they had in your face. Well, they ain't partying anymore, darling dears. Why? Because they're tree sloth. And they've got algae in their fur. Slow moving what? Right? Oh, look, I didn't even get a chance to shuffle. At this moment in time, they are below ground zero, darling dears. Deep, deep, right, in their zemblanity on life, darling dears, while synchronicities are going to be lining up for you. Use the energy of the 369 over the next 6 days, darling dears, in whatever form you need to. This is your luck. Energy of Venus is blessing you. Why? Because you know your worth. You are more precious than diamonds and gold. Proverbs 31:10. Whether you are male or female, you are the unique, the original, the blueprint, the prototype of your lineage. Many of you don't find me by mistake. Right? They want what you have, and that revealed its own self. Is there anything else there? And did I not say that they're talking about? Let them talk. I read this wonderful book when I was going through it, darling dears, called by Mel Robbins. It was fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. It's called Let Them. No matter what they say about you, no matter what lies they tell, darling dears, what you do, you take a deep breath and you say, let them. Then you take another deep breath, look at the sky and say, let me. Let me be the person that they try to take me off my gangster for. Let me be the provider and protector for myself. Let me raise my vibration and I will call in the true soul tribe at the appointed moment. Remember, Saturn is coming up to the ending of his 7-year cycle, of a 29-year cycle. Saturn don't play, the master of time. And if you have been doing the work, you will get the rewards because you stuck to the rules and the regulations. You understood that Saturn gave you a level of responsibility, darling dears. It gave you ambition, but you was put in a position where you was not able to operate to your full extent. You had to come up out of that bitch. And now the tower moment is paying you back in the 11th house, the house of good luck. They're going to watch you win, darling dears. Remember, I told you that. And they will be unable to approach your throne. I told you, when they come up for their F shit, because the Page of Wands is news coming in, toot sweet at a hot trot. That's quick news, darling dears. Possibly news to try and draw you back into what? You being the disappointed one. Why? Because you thought you could still help. No! No! My voice had to wobble. No! And put some wobble behind that bitch. No! This is not the time for backsliding, especially as Saturn is about to change signs from Pisces to Aries, right? On the 14th of February 2026, get your mind right. This is all 12th house energy that you are releasing. Don't allow the karmic debt to come back to you, because you will get it tenfold, inviting this energy back into your shit. But then again, you have free will. You can choose what you like. Number one. Sorry, I was coughing. Number one. Yeah. Let's press on, darling dears. Let's get another question. Do we have another question? What is the truth that they will have to kneel to? Final question, because we're already at the 40-minute mark. You're going to get everything you want, your desires, darling dears. Whenever we see Jupiter in Pisces, darling dears, was we not just talking about the 12th house, Pisces energy? You're going to get everything. You are going to get good dharma, darling dears. It also speaks about the releasing yourself from family secrets. Madness, darling dears. They had madness breathing down the back of your neck, but you won them. You won it through what? Including the Most High into every circumstance and situation. Why do I say that? It's the number 9, the 9th cup, the house of God, darling dears. You utilized your spirituality or your religion, whatever you use, to come up and under this bullshit that they wanted you to stay on, the rocks of life. I think not, Scotty. I think not. Had to put my back into it. Are you kidding me, blood? Bruh. Or sistrine. Oh, how... Listen, I just had to rip off my glasses and rub into my eyes. I kid you not. Hold on, let me put my eyes on, because if I don't have my glasses on, I can't see it for you, and I don't see what you're saying. It's a bit like this and like that, you know. I'm a poet and didn't know it. Fist bump. It's your uniqueness, darling dears. Your creativity and the fact that you chose to take a risk. Why? Because you've only got one life, darling dears. They put you at risk. Your health, darling dears. The 12th house also represents hospitals. They put your health at risk. The 6th house is for you to put yourself first. You have the double energy of the 6. Heal thyself. And it's not always done with pharma. It could be done with a retreat. It could be done like with me, my CMOS and all of the things I add to it. The fact that I make myself exercise every day, whether I want to or not. And sometimes I don't even have the strength because of the fibromyalgia. I sit on my core ball and I bounce the shit out of that. I can't stand today, but I can still bounce. Keep yourself going. Keep moving forward. Why? Because stagnancy means death. Don't sit down in the chair all day scrolling on bullshit. Build yourself up, darling dears. Uranus is the unexpected element. It's loud for you right now. Loud. Ace of the deck, darling dears. Everything will be met, darling dears. You may see your life as mundane, but it's not. You are building the house of Pentacale. Stability, loyalty, true soul tribe. But you had to what? Go into the dark to see the light. You are and always will be the baddest of them all. You're going to make me cry into my fist, darling dears. Know your worth. Venus is here to represent and show you your worth is everything. Let me get a final card, and then I'm out of here. Right? We're going to go with because it's right next to me, the ancestors and the angels. They polluted the love you gave, darling dears. Right? This love went on that love, darling dears. This goes to 10 of Cups. You had to leave a situation in order to find alignment. Hey. Ooh, child, they're tree sloth. Final card before we get out of here to get great. We have 47 in the chat and 25 likes. Thank you for the likes, darling dears. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this message with other people. Get me into the algorithm. Let's kick some ass today and get what? The rest of the big cats into the fold of what? The fold of common sense, blood. Oi! Yeah. Final card. Thank you. We have the what? Winter Guardian. Connect with your emotions. I must also add Yes, connect with your emotions, but we had what? Life path 33 on the table. Be careful with your emotions, because once you learn to harness your emotions, this is what you use for manifestation. Okay? Okay. Let's see what the Winter Guardian is telling us. Let me turn on my fan, because I'm sweating. I've gone past the perspiration, guys. I'm putting it out there for you guys. I'm working very hard. Okay, the Water Guardian is on page 114. Okay, 114. This goes to the energy of the 6. Was we not just talking about the energy of the 6 and the Venus energy? I cannot make this up. Your emotions run everything. Don't let no one run your emotions. Master them. And remember, use what the Mel Robbins, get her book. Let them. Take that deep breath, look at the sky, so you can let you be the best version of yourself. All right. For you to screenshot and read at your leisure or your leisure. Your angels want you to know that it's okay to feel the emotions that are surfacing at this time. It doesn't matter if they are joyous or sad. They are all powerful messages that allow you to understand what you want and need. Taking time to breathe and acknowledge them lets them flow through you rather than crush you down or crash you down as they are overwhelming you like a wave. Remember I told you that. Master your emotions, darling dears. They are the key to everything. And whenever you may be forced into tight situations where you want to react, take a deep breath, darling dears, and say to yourself, will this matter to me in 1 hour, 1 week, or this time next year? Before you react, remember, you are gangster, darling dears. Master your emotions, and that is the key to everything. They can't get you back into the karmic debt of family ties. People that are on a down low, faking illness, they're tree sloth, stuck in their south node. This is the energy that I'm leaving you with. Oh my God, why am my tongue? Look, my tongue is now being tied. Listen, you can't tie my tongue. Where's my shit? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Let that bad juju stay with them. What do you mean? On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, darling dears, pick up some of the channel merch. Or toddle over to my Amazon and pick up my books, darling dears. Or toddle over to my Patreon and watch my extended reads. If you'd like a personal read or a chart done, hit me up in the Gmail at onebigcatchronicles@gmail.com. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Share these messages. Big your way.